You may think that Apple's approach, with the lack of design innovations, might lead users to switch just because they're bored with what they have. And honestly, on the surface, that's a fair assumption. Change is pretty cool nowadays. If your phone doesn't fold, flip, or turn into a mini drone, is it even trying? But that couldn't be further from the truth, because when you take a step back and look at the full picture, the economics, the brand recognition, user familiarity, the stability of the third-party ecosystem, and how luxury brands typically operate with their designs, you realize Apple might be playing a very different, very smart game. Let's start with the basics. Manufacturing. Factories are built for efficiency. If you produce more of something, the cost to produce it actually goes down. That's how economies of scale work. It's way easier and way cheaper for factories to make 1,000,000 of one thing than it is to make 1,000,000 different things. So when Apple keeps the same design across multiple generations, it's not just about aesthetic choice, it's smart business. Every little thing that stays the same, the shape, the screen size, the button placements, that all makes production simpler, cheaper molds, easier logistics, less risk. The closer it is to the previous model, the cheaper it becomes to build. And I mean, come on. It does look pretty close to me, but there's more to it than just cost. If someone has an iPhone, that phone means something. It's not just a tool. It's a statement piece. A flex, it says something about status, taste, maybe even success. And here's the genius. When Apple keeps the design nearly identical for years, it only amplifies that effect, because the moment you see one, anywhere, you know exactly what it is. The silhouette, the camera bump, the polished look. That's an iPhone. You can't miss it. And this also plays into user experience. When a design is familiar, it becomes second nature. You don't have to learn a new grip, adapt to new button placements, or figure out how to use your phone all over again. Compare that to Android phones. The ecosystem is wild. If you switch from Samsung to Google, or to OnePlus, Xiaomi, or even a gaming phone, suddenly you're dealing with different UIs, different features, and often different ways of doing the same thing. And yeah, sometimes it's cool, but a lot of people just want something that works. That's where Apple nails it. iPhone users, especially those using their phones for work, school, or productivity, value that consistency. Let's rewind for a second and talk about the iPhone X. When that phone came out, I was in shock. That design, when I saw it, that's when I fell in love with Apple. Thin bezels, that iconic notch, it felt bold, futuristic, refined. It made everything before it feel outdated. And from that point on, Apple didn't really need to reinvent the design. They'd struck gold. Some smart people say, don't fix what's working. And that's exactly what Apple did. Now let's shift gears and talk about third-party suppliers. If you're a company that makes iPhone cases, chargers, screen protectors, or accessories, you love Apple's consistency. Why? Because you don't have to redesign your product line every single year. You can reuse parts, optimize costs, and push out high-quality accessories for less money and less risk. That means better prices and more options for consumers, and more stability for businesses. It's a win-win all around. And once again, none of this works without design consistency. Now let's zoom out. Phones used to be just that, phones. No one was really trying to make them luxury or premium. It was plastic, buttons, and weird, clunky shapes. Then came Apple.
And we are calling it iPhone.
They didn't try to blend in. They didn't copy trends. Their UI was smooth. Their hardware was sleek. The design, minimalistic, elegant, and incredibly intentional. Every detail was optimized. Every scroll felt clean. And now, a lot of iPhone users will tell you, my phone, it just works better. Whether or not that's technically true depends on your use case. But the feeling is real. And in branding, feeling is everything. Of course, let's not pretend everything's perfect. Apple does slap a premium price tag on everything. They will charge you for every little thing. Storage upgrades, adapters, cleaning cloths. You name it, but that's also part of the game, because by keeping the design minimal, familiar, and universally appealing, Apple positions its phones as luxury items without being too flashy or niche. They're aspirational, but accessible, expensive, but desirable. The iPhone is the luxury smartphone of the market, And that's why Apple's kept its design for so long. It's not laziness, it's long-term strategy. What do you guys think about the upcoming iPhone 17 designs? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe.